If you're going to be an investor with a film, you're going to be part of this relationship for quite a while.
How do you come up with the budgets for the movies you're making?
It's a long process, and my producing partner is the one who comes up with the preliminary budget, and then we sit down and talk about it. And with each shoot, we've learned a lot about which department needs what, if there are stunts needed, how many stunt people, how long each scene is going to take. So usually we start off with a very good first assistant director friend of ours named Amy Lynn. She's a good friend of Karen Allen's as well, from the Berkshires, Massachusetts. She's worked on tons of TV shows, tons of films. And we give her the script when we feel very confident about it. And we create our own breakdown. She creates a breakdown of everything. And then we compare and contrast, and then ultimately put it together. So that's anywhere from how many cast members are there going to be? How many days do you think we're going to need them on set? Catering, where we're going to put people up. Transportation. Those are just for the shoot itself. We're going to need location scouting. We're going to need permits. If you do street shots, you need permits, and if you're going to do a driving shot, you're going to need police force to stop the traffic on that road. So there's just so many things. It goes in pre-production, color, editing, sound mixing, music, all that good stuff. And you have to make sure that you leave enough for marketing and distribution costs when you find a distribution company that works for you. If you want to do the festival circuit, you're going to have to understand which festivals you're going to want to try to get into, why, and what that budget's going to look like. And if you want to travel to them, you have to have all of that as well. So there are so many line items, and luckily the two of us have become better and better at it every year, and we're pretty spot on with it.
And are you choosing states with a tax incentive?
We have not been. We have mostly been choosing states that are very close to New York City because most of our cast and crew come from New York City. The few that are either from, there's been one from Atlanta and then a few people from Los Angeles, and we'll just fly them in. But Pennsylvania has been very good to us, which is why we've shot 2 of our films there. New Milford, Connecticut, also very, very good to us. And Scranton has just been unbelievably kind, and we're really hoping that we can find a home there for our next, for 4 films that we would like to do. We've also been going to St. Augustine. That's going to be our next project. It'll be Karen Allen's feature film directorial debut. She already did the short film A Tree, a Rock, a Cloud. And so there's a good chance that we're going to go down there and location scout, lock up some deals. The script is still being tweaked just a little bit. But besides St. Augustine, Florida, Pennsylvania has really been our state of choice right now.
And is Pennsylvania has sort of versatile terrain, or is it almost all hilly and beautiful trees?
A lot of the state is hilly and forest, but obviously you got Philly, you got Pittsburgh. There's a lot of small towns. Scranton is gorgeous. It reminds me of Buffalo if you've ever been there, so it reminds me of home. So there are a lot of different areas there, a lot of different people, and so it gives you variety, which I like.
And then the beauty of that is you can maybe go back to the same businesses for catering or different things or lodging.
Exactly.
And have an existing relationship.
Yeah, that's why having a town that wants to support several of your films right off the bat, then you can start doing those kind of deals and being like, well, we would like to shoot Karen's film in the spring of 2025, and then Recluse, which would hopefully be in Scranton in the fall of 2025. And then in 2026, we're looking to shoot at least 2 films, possibly 4. And then we are hoping that we will do 2 feature films after that every single year up through 2029.
Do you have that planned out that far in advance?
We have pretty lofty...
That's great.
Yeah. We'll see if that can happen, but we are making every stride possible to talk to as many people as possible to make it happen.
I'm feeling it will. Oh, that's great. Wow, 2029. That's really cool. No, I mean, I'm not even sure what's happening next year. Sorry, that's awesome.
This is how planned I am and how tunnel vision I am, for better or worse.
Oh, I think it's great.
Thanks.
What steps do you take to raise money for the films?
So at the early stages, when I did my first short film, My Name Is, we went for what my partner says, the low-hanging fruit, which basically means family and friends. And that's pretty much how we raised it for that film. And got it done, got a lot of accolades, which we were lucky in. We shot it in Buffalo, New York. My mom was the caterer because she did catering for a long time. The cast and crew were very happy. So a lot of deals like that were made as well to keep the budget reasonable. So after traveling around with My Name Is, that really brought me into the feature world to do Life After You with my friend Florencia Lozano, which I had explained, who was looking for a director. And because I had something under my belt and I had something to show and to pitch myself to the producer team, they agreed to bring me on board, and that's how I got that job. And then we did the festival thing again. Both of us won awards. That's how I found the funding. The funding for Life After You was pretty much already there, so I got lucky with that. For my second feature film, A Stage of Twilight, I do LinkedIn a lot, and I pay a lot of attention to LinkedIn, and it feels like my online resume. And I put a lot of work into it, and a random angel investor liked what I was doing, had seen some of my work, put a quarter of the budget in for A Stage of Twilight, because also he loves Karen Allen and favorite actor of his, so that didn't hurt. And so once that initial money came in, it enticed other people that we were talking to, because that one person, made the commitment, and Karen was already committed. And when we brought William Sadler onto the project, it kind of snowballed, and we got really lucky with that. And then for the third project, that same investor put in half of the budget because he liked the movie so much, and that just helped other potential investors we had been having conversations with. And that film is called Crybaby Bridge. It's a psychological thriller that we shot last year. We're currently having conversations with different distribution companies. We've decided that we're not going to do the festival circuit this time. We want to have a deal in place prior to releasing the film. We're trying to change things up a little bit and work with bigger distribution companies. So I'm trying to find that deal. But in terms of raising the money, it came in.
And so this was just from a few LinkedIn posts where you were letting people know the project and that you had Karen Allen attached? Mm-hmm. Wow, and the person saw it. That's fascinating.
Yeah, and it honestly started off just being like, oh, that's cool that you're doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty pumped. And we had two totally different industries, but the thing we had in common was football. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm one of those psycho people that breaks tables. It's not true. But they were not a Buffalo Bills fan, but I do respect their team. And so we just started talking about football and lived in different areas of the country and just became friends. And I wanted them to be the one to ask me. I knew that they could invest, but I prefer that people come to me. I have no problem asking people, but if I want it to feel like it's a 50-50, like it's a win-win situation. Like they want to be part of this. They want to be on the calls. They want to see the whole process unwind and have, it's not just about their money and me taking it. That just feels icky. It's like, no, I want this to be an experience for you that you enjoy, and we do this together as a team.
Yeah, you had talked in another podcast, which was great, about how, filmmakers being very excited about their projects will just kind of do this information dump in these emails. And it can, it does show at times that people are organized, but it can be too much. And you had talked about it felt like, quote, like a money grab. And I can see how that could seem that way.
If you're going to be an investor with a film, you're going to be part of this relationship for quite a while. So you better like the people that you're working with. And similar to your question or my motto, do no harm, take no crap. I feel that same way with anybody that I work with. We have a no mean person motto, and it doesn't matter if that person is willing to give a lot of money, invest a lot of money into a project. If they're not a likable individual, I don't want to be in a relationship with them. It's not worth it. So I think that's important.
If you're a writer or director on a project, do you include your salary in the movie budget?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have to get paid.
Sure.
I have, this is my job. This is my side job. This is my day job. And writing, yeah, everybody on our film sets get paid. And they don't get paid super well yet, but they get paid livable wages. And I've never been the type of producer that wanted to pay people with pizza, because I understand how hard it is to keep a roof over your head. And if you have kids, take care of your kids, or, furry kids, furry babies. So absolutely I get paid, and it's not an exorbitant amount. I think Brian and I broke it down one day, and we were just like laughing at like all the hours that we put in and what it comes out to on an hourly wage. But yes, I get paid.
Sure, but some people, they're not 9-to-5ers, and then they can just come back and just kick back and watch TV. There has to be something that they are driven to do. And so there's a trade-off. I get it. Mm-hmm. A lot of things in the arts are that way. Where if you broke down the time that you actually spent on it, it would be like you're getting maybe below minimum wage. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But is it worth it to you to get up every day to do something, to clock in for someone else, or to clock in for yourself?
Yeah, we're our own bosses, and that's nice. And it's nice not to have to answer to other people. I mean, we collaborate with other people, but we do it on our own time, and we work a lot. But it's really satisfying, and it's our own choice. There have been so many, I don't want to say there have been so many. There have been people, and this goes again with my motto, with wolf in sheep's clothing. There have been people that want to send their screenplay, get it evaluated, get a budget done, figure out all the stuff that producers do. A lot of times, honestly, it's just people thinking that we're made of money, and we're not. It doesn't work that way. But the people that do understand, what are my chances? Do you think the script is good? How much would this cost? What would this look like? And that information, that's artistic license information right there that we have had to teach ourselves over many years. And there is a fee that comes with that, but it's not a huge fee. It's not anything unacceptable. And so many people just expect that they're going to be getting that information for free, or that it should be our duty to. And it's like, I've had to work really hard, and so has my partner, and the sacrifices that we've had to have for that information. So I believe that everybody who works hard should get paid.
And so someone will send you their script and kind of want you to plug in numbers, almost like you're a tax preparer that's putting in, like, this is the refund you'll get back sort of thing?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. Do they let you know up front, or they...
It's usually those dumps of information where I can tell, like, AI wrote it. It's like, hi, Sarah T. I just wrote, this is the synopsis of blah, 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 blah. It's going to be great because blah, 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 blah. And then it's just like a book, and I'm just like, no. Write me a human email. Maybe I'll look at it and I'll answer, and I might say no, but at least I will do the respect that you gave to me, or give you the respect that you gave to me.
Will you start filming a movie if you've not raised all the money?
We want most of the money raised, and I would say 70 to 80% of the money needs to be raised for us to greenlight filming a movie. Because at that point, you can pay almost everybody. You might have to put the post-production on pause if you don't. But a lot of times, if we have to raise some extra funds, it's a great opportunity to get behind the scenes footage when you're actually shooting a film and sending it to potential investors that are on the fence. You can also invite them to set to see what's going on and to see some footage that's being shot. So it's always rolled in our favor, I would say, if we've had to do that. But I obviously would prefer everything be in the bank at that point.
And does it seem like a lot of the would-be investors, that's a big draw for them, is to be part of the actual, or just to see this, how the sausage is made, for lack of a better term?
Yeah,
it's exciting.
In our experience, we've wanted a lot of hands-on investors, and that doesn't mean the type of investors that want to control everything, but they want to understand how everything works from the start till the end. It's a really curious business. And there's a lot of layers to it, constantly shifting and moving, and especially in distribution nowadays, that has been shifting a lot since COVID, and there's all sorts of deals that are going on in the distribution world, and so keeping up constantly with that. If an investor, which a lot of them are, have leanings toward our business model and how we do things, I think that's fascinating for them to understand how we take things and how we what happens after that you actually have a product. So yeah, it's
sure, especially too if a lot of the investors are not necessarily in the film world.
Yeah.
But they know the risks and they want to become part of a production.
Yeah, we're very clear with everybody. And if they have any questions, we are always available to be on the phone as often as they want. Like monthly or bi-monthly newsletters are sent out to all the investors on an individual project to just let everybody know where we're at. So we're very transparent with everything.
And have you ever been tempted to do crowdfunding or last resort credit cards?
We haven't done credit cards. We have worked with a fiscal sponsorship, the Film Collaborative, is whom we've been working with on, on all of our projects we worked with them. As we've been moving along, we've been getting less and less donations, and we've been getting more and more investments. So I don't know if we're going to be using like fiscal sponsorship. It's something that Brian and I are talking about, just to see if that's still useful for where we're at right now. And especially if we can make some sort of deal with a distribution company early on, and get that investment up front, then it changes kind of how we do things. So we're a little bit in the middle right now, and just kind of fluid about what's going to happen next.